Hello friends, so welcome to this lecture on methods for securing storage account. So in the last lecture we studied about the storage account overview, like the storage account security overview. We discussed whenever we create a security account, storage account, there are keys associated with the primary and access keys. So in this lecture we'll study what are the various aspects of the storage account. So, like in day-to-day, a number of applications or your VMs will be using the Azure storage for storing your data within the storage account. So, it is very important, to discuss the various aspects that what are the different options we have, so that we can protect the data within the Azure storage. So, this can be achieved by implementing the authorization and the data encryption for Azure storage we have. So we'll study the different options one by one. So don't worry if you are not able to understand the concept in this lecture. So in the subsequent lecture, we have detailed information about the different layers like management security, management plane security, network layer security, encryption at rest and in transit in detail. So we'll study about the different methods. The first one is you can say is Azure. So before starting further, so you can see that I tried to use the color combinations, like this is the authorization with the help of or authentication with the help of AD, and then this is authorization with the shared key and the shared access signatures. So you can consider these two as like with the AD and these with the keys which are in green. So the first one is Azure Active Directory or Azure AD integration for blob and queue data basically. So in this case, you can say that we can authenticate and authorize your blob storage or queue service with the help of Azure AD credentials or using the role-based access control we have, so that right user can have access to the a particular blob or you can say a queue. And the second one we have is the Azure AD authorization over the SMB for Azure files. See again, like I discussed, this is the authorization with the help of Azure AD, right, or Active Directory. So we can use the Azure AD identity, you can say, for accessing Azure files, because as it uses the identity based authorization for SMB files through the Azure AD only. So these two options we have for the Azure AD, and this is for the blob and queue data, and this is for the you can say files or directories while using the SMB protocol. But we will be using the Azure identity too, so that different users can have access to the different files as per their requirement or the data they need to access. And then we have both in green, we have the authorization with the shared key and with the shared access signatures. So these are the basically options will be, you can say that basically used to provide access to the data within the storage account. So we'll discuss about the data plane security. So one is the management plane security, wherein like access to the storage account, one who can see that which are the different storage accounts we have, access to the keys. So that is about the management plane. But when we talk about the providing access to the blobs or data within the tables, right? So in that case, we are talking about the access to the data or data plane security. Then we have the authorization you can use with the shared key or shared access signature. See, authorization with the shared key, which is at the number three, you can say that we have the Azure blob, queue, table, and files which support the authorization with the shared key. So, like we discussed in the previous lecture, that there are two keys created whenever you create a storage account, like primary key and secondary key. So, either one can be used to have complete access. So basically in this case the request header is signed with the shared key, but there is a problem in the with this shared key. So we'll try to understand with the help of authorization using the shared access signatures. See the question you can ask is that, okay, why do you want to use the shared access signature key while you have the use the shared key or authorization with the shared key? So why we need the shared access signature? because it is very much easier for a person to giving out the storage account key than why to complicate things. See, the thing is, giving out your storage account key or shared key is like sharing the keys of your storage kingdom. It grants complete access. So someone could use your keys. You can say that upload the content into your secure account, or he can replace your storage files, or he can upload the virus infected files because he's having the complete access, or he can steal the data. So it is like when we are using this authorization with the shared key, we are giving a complete access or unlimited access to the storage account. And it should not be taken lightly. But with the help of shared access signatures, we can provide client the permission required only for a limited time, right? So let's say if someone is trying to upload content into your blob, you can grant them the right access just for let's say 1 hour, or for the time being, or let's say depending on the size of data, how much time it will take, you can provide access on the timely basis. So basically, we can say shared access signature is nothing. It is a kind of token which is provided to the user, and that has information about the kind of access allowed, the length of time for which access is permitted, right? So in this case, we'll be able to control the access using the token or using the shared access signature. So, because we are discussing about the different options we have, how we can secure the storage account, and then we have the anonymous access to the containers and blobs. See, anonymous, there are different options we have when we provide the anonymous access. Like you can provide the no public read access, public read only access for blobs, or public read access for containers and blobs. See, by default, the containers and blobs within it may be accessed only by user that has been given appropriate permissions. To grant anonymous access, we need to select that particular option, and in that case, users can have read-only access to the containers and blobs, and it is, really not a feasible option. You can say not recommended always. So you need to pay extra security while choosing this option because in case of publicly websites or information which is publicly available, you can use this, but for the organizational mission and everything, if your data is restricted or the data is classified highly confidential, then you must pay attention that okay, this option should not be chosen. So why do you want to provide read access to your containers and blobs? And then we have is the encryption in transit and encryption at rest. So we'll discussing these options about encryption in transit and encryption in rest in detail. So, like we discussed in case of encryption in transit, we can use the HTTPS uh, to secure the data which is transferring over the wire, and then we can also use the client side encryption. We can, in case of encryption at rest, we can use the storage service encryption because, like we will discuss that, okay, SSE is storage side encryption is enabled for all storage accounts, right? And one cannot disable it. We can also use the client-side encryption before moving the data to the storage account. It should be encrypted at the client side only, and and it should be decrypted. It will be decrypted only at the client end once the data is archived. So these are the different options we have in case of Azure to secure our data or to secure our storage account. So this is it, friends, in this lecture. Thank you for watching this lecture. Meet in the next lecture.